Welcome back to another episode of the Miami Heat Roundtable. My name is Amir, joined today by Trent. You can find him at the Miami Heat Network, and joined by Martel. You can find him at the Miami Heat Zone podcast. The Miami Heat just defeated the Milwaukee Bucks on the road, 123-97, without Terry Rozier, Jimmy Butler, and Jay Rich. So we talked about this, I think, last week or so, that the Miami Heat have not had a signature win all year long against the top teams: Clippers, Bucks, T-Wolves, um, whatever top team you name it. We have not beat them yet this year. So the Heat had a huge, amazing victory tonight. Wonderful game by Jovic, who was in the starting lineup. I'm just pleasantly surprised of how well we played today. And so we just wanted to do a quick recap for you guys of the game. And so, Martel, let's start off with you first, man. Just want to get your thoughts, opinion on this game. How happy are you right now?
Listen, man, every game counts right now for the Miami Heat with no Jimmy Butler, no Terry Rozier, no Josh Richardson, and with the Miami Heat being in that 8th spot, and with Duncan Robinson almost getting hurt like within the last game. Every game counts right now. We really have to push ourselves out of the 8th/7th seed and try to at least get top 5 at least. But for the guys to really show up tonight in Milwaukee, because that's the thing. The Miami Heat, they really showed that they wanted this game. They brought the energy, they brought the fire. The Miami Heat were pretty much, firing on all cylinders, and that's what we need. We need consistency. But one of my biggest questions is, and I'll turn it back to you guys, is why can't we play like this when the Miami Heat are healthy? We scored 123 points tonight. How come we can't do that with all of our guys healthy?
Go ahead, Trip.
Yeah, it's weird, man, and it sucks because it's like, because then we come back and be like, okay, now when we get our players healthy, like a Jimmy and a Tyler and all our big three and Terry and stuff like that, it's like, oh, we can win it all. But then like when everybody comes back, we're playing mediocre basketball. We're not even scoring 80 points. We're struggling, and it's just super frustrating because we have the talent. Y'all been saying this all season. We have the talent on paper. We're better than last year, but the record doesn't show it, and it's frustrating. I mean, look at this game right here. The Bucks, they're no scrubs, but I will say they have been scrubs lately when Doc Rivers came into the coach. It's funny that they fired Adrian Griffin and brought in a more terrible coach in Doc Rivers because this team sucks. Anyways, that's why I'm not too worried about this Heat team. But man, let's give a shout out to Jovic. Let's just give a shout out to that dude, man. He showed up today. He played some really good basketball. I mean, career high, 24 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists, and 30 minutes of action, right? My concern with that is, can he just be more consistent? I'm not asking him to score 20 plus points. I'm not asking him to do that. We have guys on the team that can do that, right? There's a reason why we traded for Terry. Tyler's supposed to be doing that, and Jimmy's supposed to do that, and Bam and all that does. Just be consistent. Give us 10 points. Come off the bench, play your role, do your thing, because we all know he's not going to get that much shot attempts. We all know he's not going to be scoring that much points when our star players are back. But if you, at least you can crack the rotation and play important minutes, that's all I'm really asking for, right? Because we all know Spo's going to be mismatching, right? There was a time where Josh Richardson wasn't even playing for a couple games, right? Haywood Highsmith wasn't playing for a couple games. So, Jovic, I want you to definitely just be in the rotation. Like, after this game, like, how can Spo take you out? And I'm going to ask you guys, Amir and Martel, I think he will be getting taken out once again when everybody's healthy, unfortunately, just because that's what Spo does. And, I mean, it is what it is, right?
Yeah.
But it was a really good team win, man. I mean, bro, that's all I've been asking for, a statement victory. Without our best players, well, our best player in Jimmy, a statement victory. That's all I've been saying. We won by 26 points. It wasn't like the Bucks were not healthy. It's not like they didn't have Giannis or Dame. No, they had both of those players, and we destroyed them. And I can honestly see this happening in the playoffs, too. Like, I wouldn't mind playing them in a playoff matchup at all. I'm not scared of this team at all. So, happy for the victory. Like Martel said, all victories right now matter. We need to get away from that 7th, 8th seed. Right now, we're 29 and 25, tied with the Magic. The Bulls are coming up a little bit. We win one game. We go on a couple win streak. We're back at the 6th seed. So happy for the W. Praying for Jimmy and his family. Praying for Terry and Josh Richardson to be healthy, because Josh Richardson was playing his best basketball in the last couple months, shooting 43% from the 3-point line, playing some really good moments for us. So I'm happy.
Yeah. So it's funny you brought that up, because I was going to ask you that as a follow-up question. Based on the way Jovic played now, we know he's going to be in the rotation for the next 5 games or so, I think, because Jay Rich is going to be out for probably a month or so. They said he's going to be out for at least a few weeks, then reevaluated. And Julius Randle, had the similar injury, and he's already been out for like 2 weeks. He's probably going to come back in a month or so. So I was going to ask you the same exact thing, and I think Spo is not going to play Jovic once we're fully healthy again, which is going to be kind of frustrating. But I do kind of understand his reasoning. I mean, he's 20 years old. He doesn't really play guys this young typically on a team that is a contender, if you will. I know defensively he is still kind of a liability. Not tonight. He played good tonight. He was moving his feet really well. He got caught one time fouling Dame on a 3-point shot attempt at the end of the shot clock. Dame kind of baited him and pulled the kind of Harden where he felt him reach his arm out and he rose up immediately. So but he's not playing with his hands as much as he used to, like Duncan Robinson when he was unplayable defensively, when he was hunted. And, the refs are just waiting to blow their whistle, with a player like Jovic. So he wasn't in foul trouble like beginning of the season when he was in the rotation first, like a little bit. He was getting 4 to 5 fouls every single game. So that was one good sign, was that defensively he was playing pretty decent against a Bobby Portis, especially a Giannis, which was very surprising. But of course, against Giannis, we were, kind of putting up a little bit of a wall. Obviously, he wasn't really man to man. But yeah, I think he's not going to be in the rotation, but I think he should honestly be considered in that rotation. Like, let's see how well we do without Jay Rich. I don't think he's the biggest like missing link right now. Obviously, it's Rozier and Jimmy are the big pieces right now. But yeah, this team outside of Jovic, just in general, it looked really good. He helped with our transition offense, which was good. Like having him, Duncan, Hero, like and Kevin Love at times off the bench, like with those full court passes. Like this team looked fast, man. And I know with Jimmy, we like to play half court offense, and he's a little bit slower. So how do you guys feel about like that transition basketball, especially with Jovic playing the point forward? And it just seemed like a fun game, like going up and down, back and forth. Like it really benefited us with like players like Jaquez and Jovic and Hero, young guys out on the break, which we don't usually see. So Martel, what do you think? Did you like seeing that without Jimmy? Obviously, we don't like seeing Jimmy out, but it looked smooth tonight
No, but
without.
Nikola Jovic, he has to start, bro. You have to give these young guys all these runs, like Tyler, Jaime, Jovic, bro. They have to start, because what Jovic could do, like in terms of pushing the pace. And I know he's not the best defender, but at the end of the day, he's 6'10". You still have size next to Bam Adebayo, and for him to do what he did tonight versus the Milwaukee Bucks, I think it's huge, and that's a good step in the right direction. Because think about it, he hasn't played probably in like almost a month, and for
Yeah.
him to come off the bench, and pretty much put up a big 24 points and his 3-point shooting, and that's one thing that the Miami Heat need, floor spacing. And I think like when you have a starting lineup tonight with Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, and Jovic in it, look at all that floor spacing. Look at all that 3-point shooting. So now, Bam Adebayo and Jimmy Butler, if he was here tonight, they wouldn't be so clogged up in the paint. And you can't double Bam because now you have all these 3-point shooters running around. So I think that, listen, I get that Jovic is 20 years old, but it's about who can hoop, who can put the ball in the basket, who can get guys going, who's actually going to play in transition, which is big because the Miami Heat, yes, we're not the most talented team, so we're going to need points in transition.
So what I'll say is Jovic reminds me of a young Thaddeus Young. Now Thaddeus Young, y'all know Thaddeus Young, he just signed with the Phoenix Suns, and I only say this for like one reasoning, right? Jovic is a point forward. If y'all watch Thaddeus Young, he can pass, like he's a really, really good passer, and he knows what spots to go to, dunker spot, whatever the case may be. Mainly what I'm trying to get the comparison is that Thaddeus Young's a good passer at his height, and so Jovic has the potential to be really, really good at that too, right? But like I said, I agree with you, Martel. I think he should be starting. I'm more about floor spacing, and that's what you need in this league because, there's plenty of examples out here on different teams, right? I'll just talk about the Clippers real quick. Terrence Mann is an okay 3-point shooter, but the defense, they're not going to really guard him like that, meaning they're going to be doubling other players on the team, and that can really affect you. And this is a hard discussion that I want to have, but Haywood Highsmith and Caleb Martin, one of them needs to not play. I like them both. I really like them both. I do. This sounds crazy, but if we're going to get Jovic into this rotation and play important minutes, and if he's going to continue to do this, we can't have them all playing. It's just not going to happen. We all know how Spo likes to use his rotations. He's not playing all three. And so it's either going to be one or two. We seen Haywood Highsmith in the rotation. We seen him out. Caleb will never. I don't think Caleb will ever leave the rotation unless he's injured and stuff like that, and he's just not playing. But one of these two players need to be playing. Well, two players guaranteed need to be playing, but they need to be going back and forth in practice, fighting for that rotational spot. I truly believe it. My concern is that Spo's going to go with the more experienced player in the sense of Caleb Martin, and I think he should. But Haywood Highsmith and Jovic, why aren't they fighting? I get it. Haywood Highsmith has the upside of being a great defender, but there's some times where this team lacks scoring, and he doesn't help with that. It really doesn't. He's improving his three-point shot. He's improving his offense. But if we're going to get nights where we have a potential of dude that can score easily 20 points, I'm going with that all the time. This league is about scoring. That's all this league's about, scoring. Like, defense is good. It helps you out. Trust me, it helps you. But if you can score, look what happened. We didn't even have our best players, but we still scored 123 points. Score the ball. Haywood Highsmith is not known as that dude. Jovic has all the potential in the world. And I'll be the first one to say, yes, I said I'll trade Jovic. I was the first one to say that. I would 100% trade him because I want to win now. But if he's going to continue to get the time and play like this, then I'm all for it. So one of these players need to get out of the rotation. It's a tough conversation. It is what it is. It's the NBA. Spo likes to make those decisions, right? And so I like it. I like where the team going forward. I want to see more of it, though. This is just only one game sample. And do we have another game or that's it?
We have a game tomorrow against the Sixers.
Yeah, it's back to back. I remember that. Yeah,
so
it's back to back. Yeah, so tomorrow I'm going to be super excited watching this game closely. On Valentine's Day, I don't care about no girl. We watching the Miami Heat. You heard me? But I'm going to be watching this game closely, and I'm not asking for 20 points. I said that before. I'm not asking for that. Let's space the floor. Let's give Bam more opportunities, one-on-one opportunities, because if he gets one-on-one opportunities, he's going to destroy you. You put Jovic out here, play the point forward, shoot the three, do all that good stuff. This offense will be completely fine. And there's a reason why Jimmy is always talking about Jovic and always has high praise for him. Spo needs to realize that.
Now, what do you guys think about Tyler Hero and Duncan Robinson potentially starting next to each other? Because I think that even though it doesn't really make sense and it's not a good excuse, I think that Duncan Robinson is a great starter compared to when he comes off the bench.
When you looked at the starting lineup today, so we had Jovic, we had Bam, we had Tyler, Duncan, and Caleb. So you think of Bam, obviously, as the anchor on defense. You see Caleb, who's kind of known as a two-way player. Like, I don't think he's as good defensively as Haywood Highsmith or how he was last year. But we have two guys who could play defense, and then the rest are, not going to say because of their skin color, but liabilities, right? So the three white dudes are the liabilities. So I was kind of shocked that was the starting lineup to a certain degree. But I was like, if we're going to play these guys together, we better be scoring. Like, Duncan better be hitting. Tyler better be efficient. Bam better be aggressive. And we were. We played good offensively. So it looked good tonight. And Tyler looked like free in a sense because Jimmy wasn't there, right? So, like, he was playing really good pick and roll with Bam. And also what I like is that Tyler plays really good pick and roll with Bam as well, right? Like, Bam is a lob threat when Tyler is on the floor. He is the best person who usually assists Bam on those alley-oops, and I think he had at least one or two today. So they looked good together, and like Tyler and Duncan were passing the ball to each other, setting each other up. Like, it looked good. And I think when Jimmy comes back, what do you guys think? Would this be crazy if we did insert Duncan at the three versus a Caleb versus a Jaime versus a Highsmith? Because I know we lose a little bit on the defensive side, but let's say we have. Can we even do this? Would this be crazy? Terry comes back. He should be a starter, obviously. Terry, Tyler, Duncan, Bam, and Jimmy. What do you think about that starting lineup? Because we know Duncan, once he got moved to the bench, wasn't playing as well. He plays a lot better when he plays with Bam. When he plays with the starters, he looks more comfortable. He doesn't play as well off the bench with Love and Jaime and Caleb, etc. So,
well,
what are your thoughts on that starting lineup?
My thing is, I love all the lineup changes, but I think we got to be a little bit realistic. Remember, we keep talking about lineup changes. I don't think no lineup changes are going to occur when everybody's healthy. That's my only thing. I think we could talk about lineup changes right now just because we're not healthy. And I don't know when these players are going to come back, so we could kind of talk about it. But when we're just a healthy scratch, I want to talk about heading into the playoffs. I want to say this, and let me know. Let me know in the comments. I like Duncan starting because it's more offense. I like all that. Trust me, because you got Terry, Tyler, Duncan, whatever. I still think you go with the rotation of Terry, Tyler, Jimmy, the rookie. I'm just not going to say his name no more, and Bam. Right? I think that's your starting five. Correct. Now off the bench, I just put this on my notes. Would you guys go right? Duncan, Jovic, Caleb, Duncan, Jovic, Caleb, and Love.
Love.
Would you go that? But see, my thing is, right, if we go with that rotation, we just need a point guard coming off the bench. So if that's Corey Joseph that can run that second unit or whatever the case may be, I'm fine with that. But we don't have a guard that's coming off the bench that's running that rotation, so it's just going to look sloppy.
Nah,
if you notice.
You said the answer already. He's
What?
on the roster.
Yeah, Jovic, I get it.
Jovic could be the point forward off the bench.
You could do that, but I'm talking about getting people involved in the sense of like getting easy shots. And Jovic, it's going to take time for that. He has the potential. It's going to take a little bit of time for that. So I'm talking about like a point guard, like a legit point guard, like a Corey Joseph or somebody that can get the players involved and get easy shots. You get easy shots, you don't got to always be running around taking 30 seconds of the shot clock or 20 seconds of the shot clock. You get what I'm trying to say? So, like, do you think if we just put a backup point guard that knows how to run that second unit, y'all would stay with that? Or, like, we're going to be mismatching? And I think it all matters about matchups, of course. And I think that's what makes us one of the best teams in the league because then it's like, okay, matchups, let's throw Haywood Highsmith in there, right? We can do that stuff. But I don't think we need Jovic in the rotation and one of these players needs to be sitting. It's simple as that. Caleb. Yeah. Or Haywood. And I don't think it's going to be Caleb. Because if Caleb's going to play how Caleb does in the postseason, there's going to be a odd man out. So let me know what you guys think. I think they're going to go with Josh Richardson when he comes back. But I don't know.
It's really going to come down to who's playing well at that time, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Because the lineup's going to go right back to where it was. Now, don't get me wrong. Like I said, I think that we should look at Jovic every now and then because he helps us play faster. You know, he helps spread the floor. He has a better offensive floor than Haywood Highsmith. Yeah, he can hit the three every now and then, and he is a really good defender. But the Miami Heat, they struggle to score, and their ball movement tonight was phenomenal. I think that's really the only way the Miami Heat can be successful is with good ball movement and, of course, good defense.
Yep, without Jimmy out there for some reason, like the ball movement, the speed of the game, transition game,
So Jovic and Terry and Tyler will help them, and Bam Adebayo, the younger legs will help them play a little bit faster.
And it's like, this is why we need to get Spo in the podcast. Because I want to ask him specific questions. Why is certain players not playing? I think we do know it, but I want to hear his reasoning straight to my face.
Small ball.
We don't care about the interviews, a post press. No, Spo, I'm talking to you face to face. You tell me, why isn't my Jovic playing? Or why isn't this dude playing? Why isn't Tyler going to the bench? You tell me right now. Maybe you tell us something. But man, what Ethan said of him saying there's different, Spo wants to run this and Riley wants to run this if he could. I'm just going to always go back to that. I'm always going to go back to that because we would have a nice four next to Bam, and it looks like we can, but Spo wants to play different. Don't know why. I think he's the greatest coach, but he wants to play different. And to be honest with you, I don't know why we still haven't won. We haven't won. So Spo, maybe you need to change something up, buddy. I still love you.
Yeah.
I still love you, but we're getting to the championship. I think everybody in this podcast knows we're tired of getting there. We need to win it. So if we need to change something up, let's change it. And the only thing we can do right now has to be an eternal decision. That's it. The trade deadline's over. Bar market's going quick. If Gallo's gone and Corey, where are we going? Just Corey? That's it. So we got to focus on what's on our roster now. Spo got to look at the team at All-Star break. Don't be coaching. Just chill with your family. Look at rotations that you know. Or look at players that you know fit well. Get some fresh legs out there. Because remember, this is the second part of the season. This is the most important part of the season. The most important part. Home court advantage, seeding-wise, playoff time, finals. That's it. The most important. We need to lock in now.
You want Jovic to start at the 4, you're saying, possibly?
It doesn't matter if Jovic starts or not. I want him playing. Because there's just no way we have a player coming off the bench that just scored 24 points like it was nothing in 30 minutes. We have the players. We know he has a talent. I always knew the talent, but I always said, trade the young players. We got to win now. But if he's just gonna perform now, he needs to deserve to play. Why go off the bench? That's like you're at your job, guys. You help your company get a big bonus. Now everybody's getting raises, and they're like, we don't need you no more. You go like, what the fuck? I just helped y'all make some money.
Mm-hmm. Just one game, though. We got to put it in perspective. You said that earlier. I know you said it.
Yeah. The biggest thing is the size, though. Mm-hmm. The size and the rebounding and him being able to push the pace. Those are the three things that he can do even if he's playing terrible. The rebounding, the size, and him pushing the pace. Because when he's pushing the pace, it helps the Miami Heat play a lot faster. Guys are, they're cutting and slashing to the rim. I think those are the biggest things because Haywood Highsmith doesn't bring that. He doesn't bring that at all.
No.
Exactly. And we need faster legs. Faster. Because people are going to be tired around this season, part of the season. Guess what? Jovic hasn't played all year.
Into your legs, yep.
Jovic hasn't played all year.
And if he's going to hit 5 out of 8 threes, that's just the icing on the cake because we know he's going to be inconsistent, not only because he's 20 years old. He's only played 15 games last year and however many this year, 20 of the 50 games he's played, right? In 22 games. So he's only played like 40. He's only played half a season and he's had a handful of good games. I guess against the Wizards, his original career high this season was 18 points or something, right? So he obviously needs to go through the growing pains. And to your guys' point, if he's turning the ball over, if he's bricking the goddamn shots, if he's fouling everybody, then pull his ass out and then give Haywood some minutes. Give Jay Rich, well, maybe not Jay Rich because right now he's kind of competing with Haywood, right? Like, or Jaime Jaquez or whoever in a sense. So, it's good to see him play at this point. And also the size factor. Look at the starting lineup. Bam Adebayo, Jovic, Hero, Duncan, Caleb Martin. Shortest guy on the court is Tyler Hero at 6'5", right? We add a 6'11" Jovic.
6'8" Duncan Robinson. People forget that Duncan Robinson, he's not small. Yeah. He's 6'8".
6'8". Martin's 6'5". I mean, it makes having Jovic on that floor, right, makes up for because when Terry's on the floor, he's 6 foot. And when Caleb's starting at the 4, Haywood, they're both 6'5", right? So who won the rebounding battle tonight, guys? What happens typically when the Miami Heat turns the ball over less and rebounds better, even if they're not shooting lights out? They win. We had 47 rebounds. They had 38. And they have Giannis, Brook Lopez, Portis. Like, they're a big team. They're bigger than us. They're a better rebounding team than us. And we added Jovic in there, who had 7 boards, too, as well, to go along with his 24 points, man. And we out-rebounded them. That was good. We kept the ball, which, I mean, we turned over the ball more than we have in a while. We're pretty decent when it comes to turnovers. But we had 14. Happens. The Bucks are not a horrible team. Obviously, they're still a top 5, 6, 7 team in the league, right? So they had 18 turnovers, which were huge. I know we have 5 or 6 minutes. We wanted to do like a 30-minute podcast, but let's run through real quick some players to give out some flowers because the team looked really well. So I'm looking at the box score right now. Bam Adebayo, triple-double tonight. So very efficient, 16 points, 12 boards, 11 assists, 8 for 14, 2 steals. He now has more triple-doubles than D-Wade in franchise history, which is kind of wild. So, Bam, kudos to Bam Adebayo. What do you guys think about Bam tonight, man?
I think he was good, but for me, it's definitely Kevin Love because, bro, Kevin Love's going to be huge. I know that, bro. He played extremely well to start the season, and he kind of fell off. But the Miami, they did give him some rest, which he needed, and I think he's definitely going to be ready for the playoffs. With 19 points tonight off the bench, you cannot beat that at all. His floor spacing, his rebounding. Once again, is he the best defender? No. But once again, he brings size next to Bam Adebayo. He's another guy that's going to hustle for every rebound. You know, the 3-point shooting, the passing, the head-to-head pass. Those are all things that you really can't get from anyone else. And just having his veteran leadership to help lead this Miami Heat team is very important.
Yep. I'm not gonna go with the obvious one. Jovic did his thing, but shout out to Duncan, man. Shout out to Duncan. Had a really good game. 23 points, 5 assists, 3 rebounds. Happy for Duncan. Duncan has been playing up and down, and hopefully near the second part of the season, he's playing mainly up. And we get into this postseason. Let's play really good. I want to give props to Duncan because there was a point in time where he wasn't playing too much and he was he was out. I felt like he was almost out the door. It seemed like, and he said, okay, you know what? I need to do more than just shooting, and you could tell that he's getting better at certain things, and that's why I think people are saying let's insert him in the starting lineup because it's not only does he bring shooting, but he brings size, he brings length, and he is also ain't no bitch. He pulled up to Jaylen Brown and said, "You're soft. What are you gonna do about it?" You know what I'm saying? And I like that toughness. I like that dog mentality. And I love all that stuff, man. So shout out to Duncan, man, because a lot of people can't come back from that adversity that he was coming from, especially that I was one of the people, and a lot of people were coming at his contract. He's not
Oh
doing
yeah.
this. Yeah, remember that. So, and it was just so I'm happy for Duncan. Let's continue to keep playing. Kevin Love played huge and stuff like that. And I'm Heat Nation. I need y'all to understand, man. Just because I'm hard on my team doesn't mean I hate players or this or that. It's just because I know that our ability is what our ability is. We need to win championships, and we're good enough to win championships. So when I see my team losing and when I see certain stuff happening, I get frustrated. That doesn't mean I'm a hater. It doesn't mean, oh, get him off the pod. No, I just like to speak my truth, and that's that.
Yeah, just because we speak kind of objectively at times, where like if the team's playing like trash, we're gonna talk about it. Like if a player's playing like shit, we're gonna call him out. Like Caleb Martin, he didn't play like shit, but like on if you look at this, him and
If you just
Highsmith,
watch, yeah,
they didn't do anything tonight, but they didn't play like trash. But he had 2 points. Like I'm not gonna give him flowers for like we're not even gonna mention Caleb Martin because he played 25 minutes. He only took 3 shots. Like he didn't play bad. He played good defensively, but like if he plays great, I'm gonna call it out. If he doesn't play great, I'm gonna call it out. If he doesn't do it, if he's neutral like tonight, that's fine. We're not like we're not homers. We're biased to a certain degree, but we're trying to also be like objective. We're not NBA analysts over here. We're critiquing our team, and so we get a lot of shit in the comments because if we talk crap on Tyler one day or if we talk crap on Bam one day, so we're just watching the games and we're being critical. Like we're not good enough right now. Like we're heat culture, all that shit. The best coach in the NBA, 2 All-Stars, because we know Jimmy's an All-Star, even though he doesn't try in the regular season. He's a superstar in the postseason. We all know that. But we have higher standards for this team. So don't get mad at us if we talk a little shit. And so to piggyback off what you said on Duncan Robinson, 6 for 8. He hasn't had a game where he hit 6 threes. I can't remember in a while. Like the last month, Bam has been up and down. Tyler's been up and down. Duncan's been up and down. Those 3 guys have just been a little inconsistent especially last month. I think it was more so the month of January. So good to see those guys picking it back up. And Duncan Robinson was considered the worst contract a year and a half ago or whatever it was when he got out of the rotation fully because he was 19 million a year. And now look at the type of players that are getting bought out that we can't sign because obviously we're above the first apron. But Marcus Morris, he's making the same as Duncan Robinson. He's not even on the team. Joe Harris, 18 million. Davis Bertans, like all these guys that were kind of shooters, maybe not Marcus, but the Joe Harris, the Bertans, those type of dudes that got the big contracts. Look at them now. They're not on teams because they didn't elevate their game, right? Like Duncan learned how to put the ball on the floor, dribble, pass, all that stuff, man. So kudos to Duncan. He also had 2 steals and 1 block tonight and 0 turnovers to go along with those 5 assists. So huge night for him. Last guy I want to talk about real quick, obviously Trent's favorite player on the team, number 14, Tyler Hero. I want to start off real quick. 19 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists, 7 for 16. Not the greatest, 42%. Not too bad. What was he from 3? 3 for 8. 2 for 2 from the line. He hadn't got to the free throw line, Trent, in like 3 games, man. And he only went 1 time, technically. Only 1 turnover, which is good for Tyler. So I think he played well. I think he looked more comfortable without Jimmy because we know this big 3 is not working. I'm doing air quotes right now because they technically aren't. Obviously, we know the record. We haven't won a championship with them yet in the build in 5 years, but Tyler looked comfortable. He wasn't ball hogging. I know he took the most shots, but it was an even distribution tonight, right? He only took 2 more shots than the second most, which was Bam. But like, he looked good. I think he took too many pull-up threes. He could have taken like 2 or 3 less, like early in the shot clock. Outside of that, I think he played good, man. 19 points. He looked good. He was passing, distributing the ball, 5 assists. What do you think about your boy, Trent? How do you think he
Yeah,
did
man.
tonight?
Shout out to Tyler, man. He helped us win the game, man. So I'm happy for Tyler. His shooting percentage to me is always going to be like mediocre, just because of the fact that he takes so much crazy contested floaters and crazy fadeaways and stuff like that. But I just want you to be a little bit more efficient, less turnover, and let's win, baby. Let's win.
Yeah, take some easier shots, man. He didn't take any
Yeah,
mid-range shots. It was either
yeah,
just threes or floaters today. So it's like
yeah.
that could be frustrating when it's like, bro, like do a backdoor cut like your boy Jaime, Jaime,
Jaime, Jaime.
Jaime. Keep say it 10 times in a row. You'll get it. Uh, move off the ball like Jaime, weak side. You saw those backdoor cuts. We didn't speak about Jaime. He played fine, 12 points, but he's still shooting inefficiently. But he's a rookie, man. He's still making an impact. So, any last words for you, Martel, if you're still here?
Make sure you guys like, share, comment, subscribe. Listen, subscribe to Amir's channel, subscribe to Trent's channel. Let's get everybody up. Views, likes, shares, comments, subscribes. Thank you for all the support.
And don't forget to subscribe to Ernest's channel. He's not here today, but he's obviously the fourth member of the round table, part of the crew. So we'll link in the description Miami Heat Talk. So shout out to Ernest, shout out to Martel for hitting 3K in subs.
Yes,
So congrats
sir.
on that milestone, man. I know it took a little bit, but
And we're
you got
pushing the
there.
4,000 subscribers. Let's go.
Yes, sir. Trent, what are you going for? 5K? What are you at? 3.5?
Yeah, I'm at 3.5, baby. We're going for 5K. My goal is 10K.
Yes, sir. And mine's 1K, getting close. Need a few hundred more. So hopefully we can get there soon. And we also are going to be doing another episode of this roundtable. Hopefully in the next few days or by next week. Our goal is to always do at least an episode once a week. Sometimes we've done, back-to-back episodes in the same week. So, and we're also looking to try to bring on new guests and friends onto the channel for you guys. So thanks so much for watching. Huge win for the Miami Heat tomorrow night against the Sixers. We need to win this game. This is the toughest stretch. We talked about this shit. If we could somehow go 4-1 on this road trip, that could save the season, baby. And when I mean save the season, that can get us into like the 4th or 5th seed, right? I don't know if we can get there, but let's just not be a play-in team, baby, and get the top 6. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you guys have a good night.